Good morning. Good morning. I got a quick story. It ain't quick enough. Uh, and I'm trying to deal with this 2 minute deal where you can keep the attention for 2 minutes. Look, I'm already 15 seconds in, and I'm about to lose you and didn't get my story across. But listen, you got people that don't say nothing to each other. You know what I'm saying? You could get that with friends for hundreds of years or together, and I heard about this kind of stuff, but I never knew that it. I mean, I guess I knew. I just ignored. I'm walking around in ignorant bliss and these rosy-colored glasses on, happy and smiling at everybody. I even had some of my friends say, "Everybody don't go around smiling all the time." Okay, but listen, I drive the bus. Okay, it's the paratransit, and I had a woman and a man. Well, first of all, the woman I pick up the woman from work. Waiting out there. I had another person on the bus too. I'll pick her up. We had to wait about 5 minutes for her to get off or whatever. That's the rules. And so I waited. While we're waiting on her, they add another person for me to pick up. Okay, way out somewhere. I said, well, we got to go pick up this person, and then we headed to the west side to get you home. So we go out there. I pick up the man. He get on the bus. He said, you're late, and I'm like, okay, and I don't, if you're a bus driver, get into it with people. I said, okay, well, they just added you on and thank you. And, so he gets to sit down and behind me. And the other people is in the various seats. We ran quiet. Nobody said not one word. I mean, I'm figuring I'm around 20 minutes because I dropped the one guy off and then we go door to door, paratransit. We got to drop people off at the door. So, okay, so fast forward, I drop off the lady. And so the only person left on the bus is the gentleman that I picked up, that they added on. So he's sitting right behind me. So soon as I shut the door, ready to pull off, he says, that woman sitting right there that just got off this bus was my ex-wife. I said, what? Your ex-wife? I said, you what? He said, yes, we was married. He was visibly shook. He said, we was married for 18 years. We have a son. And I haven't seen her for 6 years. I didn't even know where she lived, but now I know, And I said, are you sure? Because I said, nobody said nothing. You didn't say nothing. Nobody said, we've been on here 20 minutes. Nobody didn't say boo, hello, thank you, dog, And I said, no, you didn't. He said, I don't talk to her. He said, my son don't want me talking to her. I don't talk to her. She disowned my son because of he was getting married to this wife, and they didn't have money at the time, so they didn't get to they couldn't have it at the church. They had it in the park, and then she thought that was disgraceful. So when he's talking like this, because, I'm not a religious person, I'm thinking, I'm spiritual, but not religious. I'm thinking maybe some mental illness here. I don't know, so I'm just letting him go because he's visibly shook. And so he said, oh, and so I don't say nothing to her. He said, but I said, well, I said, when the last time? He said, I ain't seen her for over 6 years. Or whatever. And my son, we don't talk to her. He said, I live on the west side now because I moved to be closer to my son. He's in the assisted living. And his son, So I said, that makes me sad. And he said, yeah, my son don't talk to his mom. We don't, I said, well, at least you can go home. And he said, what are the odds of me seeing this woman? I said, the odds is even worse than that, boo, because less than that, because you were added on as I was waiting on her to get off of work. They added you to my list to go pick you up. And you sit right here next to her on the bus. So I said, you guys, I can't believe, 18 years you married to a person. 18 years of dedicated service. You carry their seed and you bore their fruit, and you both get on the bus and act like you don't even know each other. Somebody going, that's not my culture. Somebody said something when you get on the bus. Y'all know, somebody said something. So I said, So I told him, I said, well, nothing. 18 years, he was saying, stuff, but I've been married 5 years or going on 26. I know it's probably way deeper than what he's saying. So scratch that. So him and her ain't saying nothing to each other, not even boo. But that makes me sad. But I said, well, at least y'all might don't have to say nothing to each other. Y'all divorce is over. I said, but your son. I said, at least you can go home and tell your son, hey, I saw your mom today. She's still living. I said, well, y'all ain't saying nothing to each other. What if somebody does something? He said, oh. I said, what? So I said, I'm shook now. I'm shook that people is like this. And I'm on the bus. I drive the bus. So I said, oh. So he said, okay, So I'm shook. He get off the bus. He go, I drop him off. And so the next lady get on the bus. So I can't help it. I'm telling everybody. So I talked to this lady, and I picked her up before. She'd been married to her husband. They've been together 60 years. They was childhood sweethearts or whatever. And they met back up and married, and they've been married 60 years. And so she said, I told her about it, and she said, well, let me tell you a story. I said, no, I can't take no more story. I might need therapy, boo. So she told me her husband is in the nursing home. She's in a wheelchair. She at home. But she leave him the tablet because he like to play on the tablet. When she can't make it up there, he got something to do. So she didn't want to cook, so she called the Uber. This is the story she telling me now. She called and told her husband, order me an Uber and send it to the house. Order me some food because I'm hungry. I don't feel like cooking. So he did, So she opened the door to get the food. I'm hungry. She said when she opened the door, the young man just started talking. Hello, and she just started talking. So he friendly. She said he looked familiar. He friendly enough, but I'm thinking, I'm hungry. Can I get something to eat, boo? But she said I was just talking to him, and he started talking. So then he said her daughter's name. He said, well, I told Sarah not to tell you that I've been sick. I had a heart condition, and I told her not to tell you, and I lost about 60 pounds. She said she looked in, she realized it was her son. You hear me? This lady that I just got off the bus with them people, the other people. Now this lady said I was my son. I hadn't seen him in how many years? 6 years. So 6 years. And she said, no, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know my own son, boo. She said, and I said, well, what? She said, we don't like the wife. The wife can't stand us. I haven't seen my grandchildren. With the other couple, wasn't no grandchildren involved. But this, she said, I haven't seen my grandchildren only 3 times over. One is 25, one is 16. She keeping up, so she wanted to see her kid. But she can't see him unless somebody's funeral or some family gathering, she might run into him. And it's just a shame. That makes me say it again. I said, oh, I'm going to need therapy when I get through. So I said, well, you saw me. You said, that's my son. Did you cry? She said, no, I didn't cry in front of him. We talk. I said, well, all I know is, and I've got to put my spin on it, my spirit on it, not religion, but my spirit on it says, listen here. He wanted to talk to you. Because he took the Uber. That's the way it worked. He didn't have to take the order. He could have said, let somebody else pick that up. But he saw the address. That's his home where he grew up. He ain't seen his mama in 6 years living in the same city. And he wanted to talk to her. He don't want to die without mending his relationship with his mom. And that's all I told her. I said, now I'm on the bus here. I'm like a bartender. Or you ain't got to. I'm telling you that he is sending an olive branch. Okay, so that's what I got out of that. Now, fast forward to the next week. So I can't wait. I'm thinking, okay, maybe the man got mental illness. That wasn't his wife. We get people in there that don't even know their name. So I said, I picked up the lady again. She on my list again. So I know this is God's work now. She on my list again. So I said, when this bus get empty, because I ain't putting the business out there. When this bus get empty, if it get empty, I'm looking at the schedule to see who I'm dropping off, and it's going to be me and her on the bus. So it got empty. I said, ma'am, Miss Lisa, well, I don't know the real name. Listen, we got to talk. I said, when you got off of that bus the other day, that man was sitting right there. He said, that was my ex-wife. We was married for 18 years. And we have a son and whatever. And she said, yep. I said, yep. I said, you mean to tell me y'all didn't say nothing? Nobody didn't say nothing. We was on this bus 20 to 30 minutes. And you didn't say hi or what's happening. Nothing. And so then she was shook. She got, because I was telling her, I said, well, I told him, if she probably think you didn't recognize her. I said, I was telling him all kind of stuff because I'm a woman, I would be shook. 18 years, carried the seed, bore your fruit, and you didn't say hi to me, nothing. You know, so I said I would be, that messed up my whole day. Now, I ain't worried about you because me and you over, but my whole day. So something, I'm thinking this, I need to call, I be scared not to call my son. So I told her the next person that I picked up that last week, I said, listen, I picked up a lady right after I dropped him off. She told me the same situation. Her son was sick, he came, the girl, they don't like the girl, and she didn't even see her grandkids. Now his grandkids involved, and he said son came because he didn't want to die without having a mended relationship with his mama. You hear me? I told her the story about the Uber and all of that. So I don't know. I told her, I said, I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know. You decide. You know, but at this point, I'm thinking in my mind, and I didn't tell her because she got to decide, and the God told me, you know, but I would be scared not to call my son because he was put on the list. You hear me? So I don't know what's to be continued. I don't know what's been happening, but I said, listen, it's some God in here somewhere. That man got put on the list. Then I picked her up the next week. You do the math. All right. And that's 11 minutes. Half of you gone. Bye-bye. Love you.